Okay, so I'd like to show you a nifty tool. You probably noticed from our last video that we did this pretty neat walk, but there was a lot of time we were spending jumping from frame 1 to 25, making sure they were the same. So what I want to show you is um, kind of a tool that's a bonus tool built in because walk cycles are pretty repetitive in the action that you'll be doing a lot of. I was going to hold off to show you this till later. But if you look at the top here, you'll notice that I have something called bonus tools and it goes to animation walk cycle control. Now, if you pause the video now, you're going to check Admire. You're probably not going to see it there. And the reason behind that is because you have to download this from their site. So all I did is I Googled Autodesk Maya bonus tools. I actually didn't Google it. I used DuckDuckGo, but whatever search engine you prefer. And you want to select your operating system. I'm on a PC, so Windows 64, and then just sign into your Autodesk account and then hit download. So it's a free download. If you have a student version of Maya or Pro, it doesn't matter. So they'll let you use it. So let's take a look at how to use this. So you have to set the initial pose before you can use this, right? So um, what I'm going to do is you could see here that I have my frame set to 1 to 25. Normally when you're animating a walk cycle, you animate it up to 25, so there's an offset key. So let's look at frame 1. So I'm going to go ahead and double click all of these keys and just right click and delete them, right? So let's say my initial contact, let's do the same here for this foot. So I have like no keys right now on either of my feet, right? So what I want to do is on frame 1, let's just zero both of these out so you can see what I mean. So here's 1, 0, and then this is 0 here. Let's make sure this is also 0 here. Okay, let's make sure our hips are zeroed out too. And let's make sure translate y is 0. So here we are. We are at our generic stock position. So let's say I want my character to start off with the foot first. So I'm going to go to bonus tools here, animation, walk cycle control. I'm going to zero these out. Um, there we go. And what I want to do is just select the foot. So this is my left foot. So I'm going to set that. And then here's my right foot. And I'm going to set that. Now for my left foot control, I want it to lead. So I'm just going to move that forward. And then here's my right foot control. So this is kind of my initial contact position. So something like this. And so there's my frame 1. So what I'd like to do is let's say we have our right foot control here. I'm going to actually make him go up on his toes a little bit, or her up on her toes a little bit here. Something like that. Now watch what happens when I hit key right foot. So key right foot. Notice it added a pose from 1 to 25 here, right? Now let's say that and also look at this, it slid the other foot back, but it did not slide it forward. So let's go ahead and I Control Z that. Let's do 1 here. Let's go to 13. We're just going to set our initial pose here. I'm going to set my pivot to 0 and then have my character go up on their heels. I'm going to move that up just a little bit. Let's go to our right view to see that. So something like this. So there's our initial pose. Then I want to make sure that this is 0 here. Doesn't look like the foot roll got keyed, so let's hit S to set a key. There you go. Alright, there. Let's see. Now we have this, and this should be 0. And then we go up on our heel here. Let's bring that down. Here's 1, 13, and then 25 should really be the same as 1. So I'm going to set a key here. Now watch what happens when I hit key right foot. We get the inverse of that on the left foot. So here's 13. We want to make sure that this is not jarbled up like that. So this is 0. And then we want, come on. There we go. Okay. So here's 1, 13, and then 25. So on 1, let's go ahead and, oh, I'm sorry, this is key left foot. Here's 13, and then here's 25. There we go. That's the problem. It's because I had 1 up there. So here's 13, and here's 25. 13 and 25. So neither of them actually have the heel pivot. There we go. Let's bring this up a little bit. Now notice that I'm holding the left foot on 13. This is where it can get a little confusing. So notice on 13 that foot is there. So 1 and 25 the heel should be up. So watch what happens if I hit key right foot. It creates the inverse of it. Now the problem is, notice that the value here is -6 and the value here is -6. So really it's just copying over that stuff, because the value of this should be +6. That's kind of the issue here. But other than that, it's a pretty nifty tool to help you do some quick animations, right? So like if we see here, as long as the values aren't completely inverted. So it's not perfect, but you can see it's a pretty fast tool. So for example, here's 4. If I flatten this out and I move the position forward a little bit, if I hit key left foot and then I select the right foot, you'll see on 16 it did that for us. See that? So as we watch this, you can see it's a nice tool for copying keys over from side to side, which will help us with our process. So I'm going to be using that a little bit on and off as we go forward. So play with that, watch the video over again. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing with my keying the wrong foot. All right, enjoy.